Hello, I'm Llewellyn King, co-host of MECFS Alert, and I'm in Mountain View, California, where I'm talking to the director, the founder, the inspiration behind the Open Medicine Institute, Dr. Andy Kogelnick. Andy, nice to have you on the broadcast.
Great to have you here.
It's extraordinary business that you're setting up this institute. Why wasn't it part of a hospital? Why is it out on its own? Is there a good reason for that?
Well, we kind of went against some of the grain in terms of looking more broadly across lots of disciplines and lots of patients, and have sort of funded this from the ground up without a lot of external funding to get an organization together that's really a collaborative effort. And so we wanted it to be free of any external influences and really focus on the science and medicine and treating patients.
How much actual research are you going to do behind us here?
Research is a big focus of what we're doing. I think for chronic diseases in general and CFS in particular, what we want to be able to do is really dive in and identify molecular level diagnostic tests that are useful for how we diagnose as well as manage and treat patients, as well as validating that different treatments really make sense and that the long-term outcomes are solidly based in evidence.
What is your feeling about contagion in CFS? We have families where parents have it, or a parent has it, a child gets it, the other way around. So there is some level of contagion, but we don't know what it is. We don't know if it's bodily fluids, surfaces.
Yeah. That's right. I think there's certainly evidence for some level of transmissible components to CFS. We certainly have entire families that are affected. We have all kinds of different relationships that are affected, but we also have relationships that are non-relatives, where the mother and adopted daughter, colleagues in a given environment. So
that kind of doesn't make the genetic path seem quite believable.
Well, I think there's a genetic component to it, but it's probably more likely a predisposition to acquiring a certain infection, or getting into a certain condition which becomes the disease state. But I don't think genetics is the end-all, be-all of the disease at all. But it certainly may affect it.
Are you hopeful? Do you believe that you will find what you're looking for, which is first of all a basis for diagnosis and then eventually a cure?
I'm very hopeful. I mean, I think that even just within the last year alone, we've seen so much energy from really well-vetted researchers, molecular level scientists, from industry as well as actually at the federal level. We've seen that change from previous decades, really, and there's a lot more people looking at CFS ME now, and people with much more amazing credentials, certainly than mine, who really are digging into this at a very deep level, and I think working together we can find some answers.
We've heard about the virus hunters, these specialists who seek viruses. Are they the key to the future?
I think if we had one single virus to pin this down onto, I think the likelihood is that we would have probably found it if it was available in the blood. We may find it in other places, and people are looking in other parts of the body, other body tissues and so forth. But I think this is a multifactorial effort here, that the body's affected in a number of ways. There may be a virus involved, but I think we have to look a little bit more deeply than we've looked to date.
Are there other diseases that have this extraordinary profile in which you have very ill people and you can't find it in the blood and you can't find it in the tissue, and there's no physical way of identifying this illness?
Well, I think many diseases have kind of gone down the same pathway, and we tend to forget that because the evolution of how we manage these and how we even identify them is so long. If you look at things like MS was once very much in the same boat where CFS is now. If you look at Parkinson's disease, very much the same thing. People, 2 decades ago, ridiculed even the concept of Parkinson's disease. Even something as straightforward as H. pylori infection, which 2 people wound up getting a Nobel Prize for demonstrating that was the causal pathogen there. Took almost a generation to demonstrate. So I think we're in good company. We just have a lot of work to do.
Why is it that so many physicians, good physicians, are so indifferent to this disease? Don't want to know about it, don't treat it, talk about waste basket analysis.
I think the system, the healthcare system, particularly here in the U.S., that we've evolved into, and through no fault of the physicians directly, doesn't lend itself well to exploring complex diseases. And you can't explore a patient and really do a proper physical and history in a complex ME/CFS patient in the 10-minute visit. And we're so siloed in how we manage and treat patients that visit ultimately winds up with a referral for 3 to 5 different specialists for each individual problem that an ME patient might suffer from. And there's no one really there to bring that back and look at the whole concept in that individual in the system that we've created.
Is there a sense of collaboration among the clinics, or is there some jealousy? Are they working against each other in the rush for the cure?
I think we've seen in the last year that there's certainly a lot more incentive to collaborate, and that's part of what we're trying to put out there is a carrot in front of people to work together. I think alone we're not going to find an answer to these problems. So I've seen a lot of really encouraging people, some of whom have been in the field for a long time, looking to work together, which is, I think, another reason to be very hopeful.
My guest is Dr. Andreas Kogelnick, and we're talking in front of the main door of the Open Medicine Institute in Mountain View, California, about 40 miles south of San Francisco.
Thank you, Llewellyn.
If you would like to sponsor MECFS Alert, please contact us at mecfsalert@gmail.com. Help us to help you.